Silence.
Can you hear me?
We are live.
Can you hear me? Yeah, because I can't hear myself.
Hi.
What up?
Yes, you're clear. We can hear you.
I don't have my mic tonight.
You good?
I'm good. Let's go. I bought headphones. These are not my regulars.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Good
Welcome
evening.
to Tingy Tea of Life, folks. How are y'all feeling out there?
With my hand.
Huh? What did you say?
You got a Gumby look on.
Oh yeah, my little twist bet.
You
See
cute,
it.
cute.
No, you got that point going on.
And then I favor this side anyway. Yeah.
Uh, Petite is always noticing something. Like,
Mm, I don't
hi
even care.
Tina.
I'm gonna be
How's
bald headed
everything?
one
I
day.
notice. I notice a lot. I just don't. I don't say. I
I'm
notice a
gonna be
lot of
bald
good
headed one
things.
day. Notice that.
Well, yeah. Well,
Notice what?
I'm gonna be bald headed one day. Notice that.
Okay.
did y'all hear this joke about this guy said that a grown women that was bald headed down in their area is like they having sex with a baby. Need some kind of hair down there.
I'm dead.
Let's start. What the hell? What kind of? I mean, it's,
You
yeah. Come on.
know, I've been looking at, I think Jada Pinkett, she cut her hair off. Tiffany Haddish, she cut her hair off. And I have some friends on Facebook who cut their hair off. And
Right.
I think they were saying that it liberated them. Jada was saying that she had some hair problems, and I just don't see it. Of course, I'm not living her life, but
Yeah.
I just didn't see it because, she had the best caretakers around her. But Tiffany Haddish said that she had never and think about it. And for women, if you always had hair and you never cut it, you don't know what your scalp looks like. Your bumps and bruises without the hair.
That's true.
So, you know, kudos to the
But
ones
you,
that can do it and pull it off. I
yeah,
don't know. My head is a little large. So I don't know if I
you,
could do
you
it,
know
but
they
those
No,
say,
it's in comparison to your body, girl. Don't worry about it. It's not wrong.
thank
you
you
know
so
they say
much.
when women cut their hair, they're going through a little something, something. But
That's what
I
they
mean,
say.
I
Yeah.
used to.
I love
Come on.
my hair. I love my short cut. I'm trying something new. I mean, I'm gonna let it grow out for a little minute, but I just think
I
the
love
short
short hair.
is
It's
my
sassy.
signature. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
sassy, and
it's sassy. Takes a
so
few years off sometimes.
exactly. Yeah, I do feel like longer hair makes you look older. Some,
And it becomes cumbersome. You have to do it and style it and wash it and
right.
braid it. It's just a lot of work.
A lot of work. It
I got
really
time for all that. That's why I got the Gumby slide.
That's
is.
it. That's it.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with my brother Tony Love, but Tony,
Uh-oh.
we can't see you, my brother.
Start your camera.
But guys, thank y'all so much. Welcome to Tea of Life. I am your host, Veronica, back
Go
with
ahead, my
y'all tonight.
bell.
Well, I have
Hey,
my little
girl, my girl. Hey, woo,
hey
woo. I ain't got
hey.
no bell or whistle.
I got my bell because it's at my other cousin's house. But
You know
like I
what?
said,
Ain't
It's
no
all
sound
good.
effects. Come on, y'all.
I got you. I got you. They're right here. What's
there you
going
go.
on? Fatim is back with us all the way from New
What's
York, but
going on,
Yes,
he's
sir.
here in
brother?
Staff Kakalaki with
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
us, representing. My girl Shay is back with us tonight,
What's
Sharon.
going on? Hello,
And
everyone.
Tony Love, all the way from New York. I don't know what's going on with his.
So, yeah, you got to get your camera working, Tony. Ain't no way you cannot sit there and do this without your camera, bro.
No
Can y'all
camera,
hear?
no.
Yeah, we
Can
can
y'all
hear
hear
you.
me?
We can
Oh,
hear you, but we ain't gonna
All
do
right.
this
Well,
all night like this.
I'm making some progress then, because I do 1,000 shows a week. I have no idea when I do something for team like that. I can't get my video going. I'm all over the country, but right now I've got a microphone, so I'll work on video. Y'all guys get the show going. I'm working on video right now.
listen at that radio voice. Listen,
Okay.
listen at that right there.
For
My
some
radio
reason, your
people.
blow up ain't working. Can you hear it? Because it ain't working over here. I
Oh,
don't
I
hear
got
it.
it. I got it low. Wait, let
I
me
mean,
see.
you got it real low. That thing sounds like a duck. All I hear is rent, 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 rent.
I don't know what's going on. I know normally I have it too loud, so I don't want to like blow people away. What's going on, Stevenson, Mr. Sammy, Michelle, Tina, all of y'all out there that's watching the tea tonight? Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us on this Thursday. It was almost not possible, but we are here.
Look at God.
Look at
Or
God.
the higher power, or whatever power you go to. Look at it.
Mhm.
Right.
Mama say, Mama fa, masakusa.
I got a still picture, an old school picture of me back in the day. Y'all still can hear me?
And we can
Yes.
still hear you. What
We
about the
definitely
right now
can hear you.
picture?
I'm still working on camera, but you guess one of my club days, I used to work at a club, level 10. Wrong. Is that was level? Yeah, level.
That's
Oh,
not Demerara's.
no, not Debbie's. That was a Greek spot. But the
Okay.
Greeks in New York on Thursday night, back in the late '80s, early '90s, I think it was. And somebody took a picture one night of me doing one of those Greek nights. So I remember that picture well.
I'll just say this real quick, Tony. I beat up on a Omega Sci-Fi and Spades down here tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, the brothers down there, they grill a lot. I don't know how they spades game is, but put them on the grill, they'll show you.
They can play. They can play. They can play, but it's just New York,
we play
New
spades
York
with
and
the
Hampton.
brothers down there, boy. Every I know in South Carolina, boy. Oh my gosh.
I wonder if Veronica and Shay Shay can play some spades.
Oh, I was ready to tell you, I ain't shabby at all.
Okay.
Play with the
Okay.
best of them.
For five and a
So
possible.
all you got to do is set it up. Let's set it up. We got a weekend here.
I might have to come down. I might
How
have
you
to come
want it? You
down.
want a Boston? How you want it?
I hear
How
you.
you want it?
We ready.
We
Hey,
ready.
Okay.
Patricia.
So
All right,
Veronica,
guys,
as long as
let's
my
get-
voice is in, I'll keep working on video. You take over, Veronica. I'll be ready to join in no matter what.
All right. Appreciate you, my brother. All right, let's get started. We have a letter. And I'm glad you brothers are with us tonight. You're probably not gonna really enjoy this letter, but we're gonna get right into it. It's very short, straight and to the point. So we're gonna try to answer this young lady's question. All right. Good afternoon, Veronica. Praying all is great with you. Okay, my question is: if your husband or boyfriend is carrying anal cream in his overnight bag when he goes out of town to visit his ex-military buddies, is that a red flag? I asked several of female friends if they were into anal sex, would they let the guy supply the cream? And they said, hell no, because his wife or girlfriend may get hold to it and put something in it like crazy glue. I'm not into that. So what or who is the cream being used for? He said it's not his, but I found it in his overnight bag. Is he bisexual? Let's get right into it. I never heard of such a thing. I mean, I think I heard of anal cream before, but I'm not certain. So I'm like, anal cream, easy to slide in and easy to slide out. I'm taking it. That's what anal cream is for. You know, you guys touched on this a little bit Tuesday night. But I did have this letter. This letter came in Tuesday, but I went with the other letter that we read Tuesday. But let's help this sister out. You know, it's so crazy and it's scary dating in 2021. It really is, because you just don't know who or what you're going to end up with. So, I mean, anal cream in your overnight bag. I have a problem with you having condoms in your overnight bag, let alone anal cream. Um, I would think that something is going on with this brother. He's definitely not using anal cream for hair gel or anything like that. So it's definitely something going on. And then you take it when you go out of town to go see your buddies um, in the military. Hmm. Fatigue.
Well, this is simple. I just wanted to look up something real quick. So I could see if she said, "Oh, he had some kind of hemorrhoid cream," but on the serious side, anal cream is anal lube, and it is used for the anus. It's strictly used for that. So first of all, him saying it's not his, then whose is it? You got to answer that question, bro. Whose is it? Why is it in your overnight bag? How did it get there? And at the end of the day. So I don't want to assume anything because there's always people playing tricks and pranks with you guys, and guys can throw something in your bag and then cause a problem.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, if that wasn't mine, I would profusely deny it's mine and try to find out who did that and then get their asses to speak. But it just said, you asked the question and I answered the question. Yes, it sends out a red flag. That was the question. Does it send out a red flag? Yes, it sends out a red flag that he could be bisexual. He could be doing things with his buddies or to him or whatever. And it sends out that red flag, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about
Sharon, how do you feel about it?
Well, since you asked, well, since you asked, my dear, oh my goodness. I mean, some things you don't even have to question because after you wrote the letter, you already answered the question for yourself.
that.
And it probably is an army buddy. He's telling you who it is. Someone he met in the army. They're the same. And it's a buddy. It's a really good buddy. I mean a cutty buddy. So I mean, and if it's not an army buddy, he shouldn't use them as his out for who he's really going to see because sis, he's really going to see a man.
Mm.
Period. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If y'all don't use it, and matter of factly, I wouldn't want to. And you know what? Not too long ago, maybe a couple months or so, brother Fatim, remember? I'm gonna put this out there. Go get tested. Go
Right.
get yourself tested
That's
because now
correct.
if he's having sex with another male and you're having unprotected sex with him, he puts you in danger and now your whole health is at risk. So don't be scared. Go get tested for everything. And I think you should have that conversation with him and make him tell you the truth. Because
Exactly.
if he's attracted to men, whether he's bisexual or gay, that's something that he needs to deal with and not ride the fence on it. Because he needs to give her, if they're not married, he needs to give her the choice of what she wants to do. Whether she wants to stay in this and he can live his other life or walk away.
Exactly. And let me just add this
Well, they
again.
are married.
Right. But at the end of the day,
Still.
yeah. So let me just say this real quick. I lost a friend. Tony knew her too. I introduced Tony to her, and I lost a friend to HIV/AIDS, and come to find out that her boyfriend at the time was down low, and the only way she found out is that she surprised him on a trip when he was overseas, and she got only a notion that she surprised him on his birthday, and he wound up going out with his buddies instead of being with her, and she came all the way over, and then some months later she developed HIV, and it blossomed real fast on her, and she died. So that's serious. That's why what Shay Shay just said, go get tested, number one, and not only have a serious conversation, be ready to do what you need to do in that situation because do not gamble with your life.
Right.
Right.
um, may I, Veronica?
Sure. Go ahead, Tony.
Because this show went totally away from what I was thinking immediately. The minute y'all went so left from where my mind was. And as you guys mentioned a few moments ago, being a member of this illustrious fraternity for 38 years, the last thing on my mind was homosexuality. I'm thinking first thing as a bruh is that he and his boys gonna get some chicks, whether they paying for them to come over, whether it's already hooked up. You know, they got some hookers, some on-base chicks. I'm just thinking like a bruh. But the very last thing came to my mind was these dudes was banging each other. Now, maybe because I've never been in that circle, I was probably, I always think about a show I did with a team many years ago where I probably would have, today I'd be blackballed in New York for that same show. But I was so anti-gay, I guess. I can't even imagine two military guys. I guess it happens. But no, that didn't even cross my mind. What she busted him at is that he's out there hanging with his boys and they getting it in with some other chicks. You know, whether I don't want to say they're relationships, you know, but I know when we have bachelor parties or whatever.
And did any of us have anal cream with us, Tony? None of us.
But
No.
maybe he the one that carried it. I
That
mean,
you know of.
No.
That you
Tony,
know of.
That you
Tony,
know
you
of.
really don't
yeah,
know.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
Don't
well,
know
the
people.
word
Out of
anal
us,
cream is- let me take. I disagree with Fatim because what we had was called. You used the term
Lubricant?
correct for Fatim at first.
lubricant, yeah.
Lubricant, right? Well, somebody brought that stuff. Hell yeah, we put it on the condom. If the chick was small and tight or whatever, we had the cream with us.
No.
So we didn't call it anal, whatever they call it now. You just
Right.
call it pick up the lube. Sometimes you can get it down. If you go to a cheap hotel, you can get it downstairs at the front desk.
Yeah.
So somebody had to carry it out if they didn't use all of it. But I really believe what the sister really caught. I mean, sorry, I think she caught her man cheating, in a sense with some other women. I'm not saying it's a relationship, but I definitely think he got busted cheating with some other women. I did not think of no men. It just didn't cross my mind. We already on a different page tonight.
Yeah,
Wow.
and see, and that's what a few of the viewers are saying too. Is he really? Wait a minute, let me see. I know Mr. Sammy says he may be seeing another lady that are
Yeah.
into anal sex.
Yeah.
Someone else said the same thing. It was further up that he may be seeing another
Y'all
another
are
woman.
so
Shanika is saying,
optimistic.
is he really going to see army buddies though?
There you go. That's what crosses my mind.
They're
Yeah.
being very optimistic.
Yeah. Stephanie Gibson says he could be gay or have a chick
Right.
on the side either way.
Right.
You know, so
Michael's making it known that it's definitely the Navy. We don't do that in the Army.
There you go, Mike.
They do it in every branch.
I'm not an alpha, so I can't. You know,
They do it in every branch, and there are some fraternities they do it in. How do y'all feel about that? Being a bruh, you know, no, I don't. I mean, you know,
every frat's gonna say that. Every frat's gonna say we don't have those members. Of course, some have come out. The Kappas have had some come out. I mean, obviously, very right. So I'm not putting the Kappas down. I'm just saying because we've all seen those members that have come out.
Right.
Omega being what we are, it would be very. I mean, I'm not. I hope I don't get banned by the gay police, but it would not be received well. I mean, I'm sorry.
I don't give a damn about nobody's gay police or the LBG barbecue. My thing is, they talk about you know what? And the thing, since we own this, let's get with the Dave Chappelle because I feel like people have a right to say
Let's go.
Yeah, and people get offended when people tell. He wasn't bashing anybody, but they want to be untouchable. But you can talk about heterosexual people. You know, they can laugh and talk about us. I mean, you know, but then as soon as I bet I'm no one. I'm no one. I'm not a star. I don't have a radio show or anything like that. I'm an average person. Okay. Right. So me saying something, they wouldn't give a daggone. But Dave Chappelle being rich or somebody in the spotlight, they have a platform, they want to drag them through the mud. And you know, people need to stop.
Yeah, let me go ahead.
People just need to stop because one, they're being too sensitive. You know, Ricky Smiley used to make jokes about studs, you know, bull daggers. Even on his show, you know, we used to laugh. And, you know, now they just take it to a whole nother level. Like, so we're not supposed to say anything. They can't laugh about them, but it's a part of the world. I mean,
I'll sum this up in one sentence. I'm not gonna say the word. I said it on my radio show. We took a. I ain't about taking a chance. I don't play with the N word. I say the word because the word has a meaning at the end of the day, and that's why it's in the dictionary. The N word. I'm respecting this is not my platform, so I won't say the word. But when David Chappelle was getting on black folks and saying the N word, did anybody want to cancel him?
Nope.
Let's talk about it. So
Right.
with the LGBT coming out, hell with y'all. Hell with y'all now being sensitive. Y'all didn't run to our offense when he was making those kind of accusations against N people, spics, and this, that, and other. You didn't come out and didn't say that. But now you're sensitive about
Eddie
that?
Murphy
Man,
did
go
it
ahead
first.
with it. Yeah,
Eddie
go
Murphy
ahead
did
with
it
that.
years ago.
Go
Eddie
ahead
didn't,
with
Eddie,
that.
Eddie
yeah,
didn't
Eddie
give
Murphy.
a damn.
Go ahead
Eddie
with
He
didn't
did
that.
not.
give
Raw was just what it was. Raw. He
a damn. Right.
That's
started
it.
it. He did not care. When you go down to Red Fox, they didn't care. They said what they wanted to say. Everybody is so sensitive. You want to make an ordeal about everything. It's just like, get over it. Like, be who you are, love who you are. You can't push your agenda on everybody or
Nope.
how you want to be. No hate, no love, no disrespect to any of them. Live your life just like this man. If he has a, a desire for another man and she thinks it's so, then he needs to let her know because he risks her life every time he's out there with that, whether it's a man or a woman. Let her know,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
it's too
she
many
needs
games being played.
way
It's
too
too many.
many
Yeah.
grown people. Life is at stake. I was at wrote a policy, was writing a policy for a man another 2 days ago. You know what he told me? He said, I lost one brother to AIDS. Then I have another brother in Colombia. He got AIDS. He's doing good, but he got. I said, you know what? I'm like, oh, how did he get it? Blood, transfusion or something? He said, nah, women, and he still can't leave him alone. And the woman that gave it to him is in jail.
Whoa.
So people, yeah. So people, you have to be careful.
Yes, definitely. Very careful. But I think like people don't realize that when they're sleeping around with multiple people, you not getting that you could be possibly spreading something to the one at home, the one that you supposedly love and care about, but you out here in the streets playing games. Like people, they're it's like they don't care. It's 2021. It is so scary out here. I mean, you have to be careful. We joke on here about not wrapping it up and not wearing condoms and things like that, but you got to be careful
Right.
out here in these streets.
And I'm
Yeah,
not saying it wasn't hard
Really.
back then, but it's
yeah.
just too many. We have too many things that we can help protect ourselves. We have
Yeah.
access to too much stuff, access to
Mhm.
doctors, to condoms, to blood, health departments, just so much. I mean, people worried about COVID. Shoot, it ain't just COVID. It's a lot of
No,
stuff.
A lot.
exactly.
And it's still out here. That's right. Yeah.
A
Exactly.
lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Tony
They get
knows.
monitored. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Tony knows that in I think we were 25 at the age of 25, and Tony knows. I told him I got a deal. I bought 100 condoms from a brother selling them on the street. And they were legit. They were Trojan condoms for $5, and I kept them in my bottom drawer because we were single guys, and at the end of the day, we're not worried about somebody else protecting themselves. We have to protect ourselves at the end of the
Right.
day.
Well, I mean,
Right.
back in the day, people didn't have problems with buying condoms, going to the clinic and picking up free condoms and,
Right.
and actually wearing them. But now it's not the cool thing to wear a condom.
Which is amazing to hear. I mean, I'm older now. I just can't imagine that now that we have airborne diseases to go with sexual diseases, that people would take chances on having sex after knowing what we know. Because back in man, for teens, late 80s, early 90s window, we just used the condom just like not to get a chick pregnant. That was the only thing on my mind. I didn't want to get a kid out of this. We didn't really have that whole HIV fear yet at first. And now that you know everything that's out here for the kids, and now to be, I mean, suicide, basically Russian roulette and with sex. I can't even imagine being that way now.
But like you said, you came out. It was the '80s, when you guys were getting the condoms and stuff. But
Yeah.
the '80s was when the drug users, And
Yeah,
AIDS was really coming out too.
that's right. That's when everything was
You
especially,
starting
know,
happening.
yeah,
and especially in New York City. You know, New
Yeah.
York City had a lot of people doing a lot of different things at the end of the day. So you had to think. You have to think at the end of the day. And I've said on the show, and I don't play with this. I don't play with this, and we may joke about it, but you have a responsibility to yourself and to the people that you're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's just not just wrapping it up, you know. And I'm not going to get into the sex ed thing, but you got to be a cleansed person, and you got to think of everything, because you lay down with somebody, they can look well, but you don't know what's at their home. You
exactly,
don't
Mhm.
know if they have, or they
It's,
sleeping with
exactly.
somebody that could have
yeah.
a kid that got lice in school, not sex lice, but they it jumps on them in the bed, and then you have sex with them and it jumps on you. So you got to remember, if I sex this person and you have hair down there, you got to shampoo. You got to do the things that
Yeah,
necessary to make sure that you're good and you're good for the next person.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And you have to go to the doctor. Like, I don't
Yes.
see how people can not make doctor's appointments and go to the doctor and have their body checked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thank God for my
they don't.
OBGYN, because we said this before, Sharon. Our OBGYN checks for everything. And I'm so grateful for that. But you have people out here that don't even want to go to the doctor to get checked out. Like,
Scared
you
because they're
never know
scared of the
what
results.
you're walking around with.
Right.
You have to get checked.
Not
Like you
knowing
say,
doesn't make you healthy.
Right.
right,
You can't be scared of not knowing the result. You
right,
know, it's crazy.
I mean, when I was
exactly.
younger,
But,
a friend of mine, I'm sorry for team, I didn't mean to do that.
go, go,
A
go,
friend
go.
of mine named Robin said she just had a yeast infection. For team knows Robin, not a sexual disease, but she just had a regular, well, you know, how you get a yeast infection. But she was so concerned that she
Mhm.
called me about that. And that sent me to the doctor. Doctors be like, I was nuts. Yeah, because of what? Yeah, like this young man Willie, she got a yeast infection. You know, as well, no, like I get it too. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, the thing is,
I
with
know
when
the
it
answer
comes,
to the time. You gotta ask.
yeah,
Yeah.
and when it comes to that, like, it's so easy for a female to catch, and not want to talk about this a lot. I mean, but I'm just saying it's very easy. Like, we can use the wrong soap and it can cause a yeast
Right,
infection. We
right,
can use the wrong laundry detergent and it can
right.
cause,
I didn't know at the
And
time. I
yeah,
didn't know.
yeah,
yeah,
it's an irritation. Can I address two comments out here? I want to address
sure.
two comments. The
Hmm.
first one, Stephanie Gibson says, "Is sex lice the same thing as crabs?" I never heard of that. That's correct. It is the same thing. I just didn't want to use the word crabs, but it's the same thing,
Yes.
because if you
Yeah.
go to get nicks, lice to move it from your hair, like your head or your scalp or your
Hmm.
pubic hair, it's the same thing. So that's there. Mr. Sammy says, Shay, this is the Shay. Society will eat you alive for talking negative about gays. And a lot of that goes back to President Barack and his political, I guess, his political thing. I'm not going to deal with the President Barack thing.
Yeah. People
But
still
yeah, the
can't.
gays come at you. But see, I'm not going to let my sister stand alone, because I said what I said,
But we
and
don't want to harp too much on
I
this show
got it.
today.
I got it. I
Yeah.
got it. But what I'm saying is, I'm not never going to allow people for me to say that I can't stand up for when I see people that got the foot on their neck, and you can't
Right.
say anything. You tell me I can't say anything about the Palestinian people and how they're treated in their land, and then I'm anti, whatever. Or if I can't speak up, that here's a group of people that comes out and is sensitive, but when it's on us as black people and we say something, they don't join us in our fight.
Yeah.
That's where it gets crazy,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. We as black people got to stand up, and
Right.
I'm telling you, it's not that we've been there for every other group out there, but when we stand out there, we're
Yeah.
most of the time standing alone. So
Alone.
if you want us to support you, you better start supporting us.
And I don't, and just let me put this out there. There's no one human being, no matter what they are, how you live your life. I don't care, deserves to be mistreated or hurt,
Right.
no matter what they believe in and
That's
how they
correct.
do,
That's correct.
deserves to be hurt.
Right.
America has way more problems than Dave Chappelle's show and hurting somebody else's feelings. We got black women showing up dead in the back of a police van, You know, we still don't get the coverage on the black the dude. What's his name? Day.
But yeah.
We, we're not
Area
getting
of
enough coverage on
of
him.
black missing folks.
Right.
That's right.
We're not getting enough coverage on the people that, you know, that have actual problems in the world. So, you know, I don't want anyone to be hurt, but I think sometimes we as a society are sensitive when it comes to certain things. So, but I don't want to put, you know, but Mr. Sammy, I just don't give a darn how someone feels because everybody has an opinion just like they have an a-hole. So moving right on along.
I mean, people,
Everybody got
the world
opinions.
is very sensitive right now when it comes to a lot of things. That's why you always hear like the comedians, they're saying like people are so sensitive, like they don't even know how to tell jokes no more without the world coming at them. Like time has changed and people are very, very,
Yeah.
very sensitive. It's
But you
especially
have,
when it
and
comes to
but
that subject.
and then with you just saying that everyone is so sensitive, it's the main reason why people sneak to be who they really are. Why,
Mm.
if this man is really sleeping with another
Yeah, because he
man,
know he's going to get judged.
right?
Right,
Just live your life. You have
right.
And
to.
it's and, yeah, and it's not only that people are more sensitive. I don't know if Veronica has to do this, and I don't need to bring her personal business in, but I'll put mine out. That I work for a company that you have to go through certain training now for LGBT and how dealing with non-binary and binary people, and I went through the training to understand folks and how they feel because, as Shay said, you want to respect them. But
Mhm.
anytime we talk about us and how we were treated in the office, they didn't take us through any training. When it came
Mm.
down to affirmative action, they didn't put no training in place. See, that's what I'm saying, that double standard. Again, this is not my platform because I go hard on mine.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
give a yeah, because at the end of the day, but let's get back to the letter. Sis, bottom line is you are on something here, and I just think that you got to get some answers here, and this is nothing to play with. And I think Veronica said it, or Shay said it, that you need to go get tested. That's number one, and number two, you need to find out, get some answers here, and really be persistent and consistent with your husband.
One thing I do want to, I'm sorry, Veronica. I'm sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
One thing I still think because he was so sloppy, I think if he was with another man, that he'd be covering that up massively. But the fact that he was what we'll call sloppy, I mean, me and how many times did I get busted in my life because I was sloppy, with my other girls, and because I didn't feel like I was doing anything. I may have been cheating, but I wasn't doing anything abnormal and cheating. If I was doing something abnormal and cheating, I wouldn't have been sloppy.
You can't
Just
say you can't say I'm normal now, Tony. You
I
can't
mean,
say
I
I'm
feel
normal.
right, but that's my word. I mean, I just like you said, Fatigue. I don't want to. I don't.
Right.
Like you said, you say N word. You don't on your show. You say the real word. I'm just
Yeah.
going to use the word for me. Still, if I, as a male, were doing something that I consider even to this day abnormal, that's me. I'd probably be very. I could never be that sloppy. So I believe this brother is definitely dealing with women in some kind of way. That's just what I believe. I just don't. I just think that it's still. I still think amongst men, it's still taboo publicly. I mean, men. I didn't say guys that are flamboyant, but men that are acting like men. You ain't trying to have nobody know you out here swinging with other guys. It's still taboo.
Well, my questions to the women, my questions to the sisters on here, Veronica, I'm gonna start with you, and then Shay. Does it matter in the aspect of cheating if your man cheats with a woman or a man? Does it weigh different? It is cheating either way, but does it weigh different if it's a man or a woman that your significant other is cheating with? You first, Veronica.
Well, I mean, cheating is cheating. But I definitely will be looking at him a totally different way if I found out that he was cheating with another man. Um, I definitely couldn't look at him the same.
Yeah.
I think I will. I would be willing to stay with him
Mm.
if he was cheating with a female versus a male. Like I think I would. And Lord knows I don't want to have to experience this. I never had, but I'm just saying. I just think that I would be way quicker to leave if it was having to do with another man than I would a woman, if that makes sense. But cheating is cheating, either way you look at it.
Shay?
Of course. Of course it matters. If it was your wife and she cheated with a woman instead of a man, how would you feel?
He probably would ask to join.
I don't know if I don't think I asked to join, but I'll be
Friends.
honest with you. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good
I can
question
answer that, but
because
I'll wait.
wait, wait,
I'll
wait,
answer
wait,
it.
wait, wait, wait.
No,
What I
I'll
want
seriously
wait.
though.
to say,
I'll wait.
Okay,
I think it is a difference. It is a
let's flip the
difference.
script.
It
Your
is
wife
because
leaves for another woman.
oh, 'cause now that's different. That's a little different. If he leaves you for another woman cheating, because a lot of
It
men don't
happens.
right. But a lot of men don't feel violated. They don't feel violated if two women got together and cheated with one another versus they cheated with a man where that man enters her. Once he enters her, there that point is like Veronica said, you're done because that's our possession. We look at that as our possession. And when you go inside that internal, but with it being a woman and women bumping and I mean strap-ons is not considered the same. And at the end of the day, I can deal. I could deal better if it was a woman than a man.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. And we had a female
That's
on
an
the
ego.
show back in 2019. I think she was on the show, and she was talking about how her ex, she actually caught him with a male, caught him on camera with the male. Um, she ended up staying for a while, but then she left. I mean, to each his own, because you do, hey Tony, you do have women that will stay in a situation, finding anal cream, they may talk about it, but they still may stay. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It just depends on that person and how strong they are to be willing to stay in something like that. I mean, I truly believe in love and loving hard, but sometimes you got to look out for your life, your health. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think I would be quicker to leave if it was a male, no doubt. And someone put up here, Alicia says, Veronica, I agree. Cheating is cheating, but with him cheating with the male, there's no competition because you can't compete with a man. Just my opinion. Um, I don't know. I don't want to compete with a man or a woman, but definitely not with a man. You know? You know what
I
I'm saying,
think,
Sharon?
yeah,
I definitely don't want to compete with.
yeah. There's definitely no competing, no competition or with a man. I mean, that some lines you cross, and that's just the line crossed. And I'm sorry, there's no comeback. There's no comeback. Not with me. But
Right.
he can't make a comeback. How do you come back from that?
Right.
I
Right.
mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we got two men on the show. They're heterosexual men. And like I said, love who you love, be who you want to be, but don't jeopardize other people
That's
in
right.
your journey in life, trying
Right.
to sneak and duck. Because my daddy always said, "What's done in the dark will come to the light."
Yeah,
Right.
nobody put that.
But
Yeah, make it sound straight.
when a man crosses that line with another man, that's different. I mean, that's
Very.
different. I'm not saying that he can't come back, but he just couldn't come back to me.
Mm.
Right.
I also say something here. Um, um, a lot since you mentioned the word heterosexual, a lot of heterosexual men that have not come up around a lot of gay men. We shun that. We
Yeah.
shun that. And I don't know if that is because we are not strong in our sexuality at that particular time. It took me time. It took me time to even really interact on a more personal basis. I wound up working with a gay guy at Macy's, and he wound up helping me. I had a fight, and I had to arrest somebody, and he helped me. And I looked at him differently. And I'll be honest with you, back in the 2000s, I had a conversation with two gay men, and just listening to them talk about their sexuality, but talk about life in general, gave me a better understanding and a better, when I use the word respect, for respecting who they are. Long as you don't cross that line and approach me like that, you understand what I'm saying? Or make me feel uncomfortable if I don't approve, not to say approve of what you're doing. I don't, that's not what my thing is, then we're cool. Because again, at the end of the day, I don't know what a gay man feels. I don't know why a man is attracted to a man or a woman is attracted to a woman. And I'm not in their bodies. So I have to at least give you that respect as a human being, because we are asked in respect as males, as black men, black women. So I give you that respect, but just do not try to push or shove down my throat your lifestyle, because
Right.
that's when it's taboo.
I mean, we definitely. I mean, you're supposed to respect everyone. Don't care if that person is different than you. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to respect that person, like you said, as long as they don't cross the line of your beliefs. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Live your life, people. Live your life if that's what you want to do. I mean, I feel like everybody should be living this life to the fullest. Life is so short. And if that is your desire to be with the same sex, then do you. I'm
Period.
definitely not getting to look at no one different just because of the lifestyle that they live.
I
That's
have
their life.
gay friends, male and
Yes.
female.
Right.
I love
Relatives, I
them.
guess.
Right. I love them dearly.
Right.
I mean, I even ask questions like, why, or sometimes, just to see, what their thought process is. But
I
I
mean,
love them no differently,
I
and
mean,
they don't
I'm
make
sorry.
me
Go
feel
ahead, sorry.
uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Tony.
no, I don't cut anybody off. I'm sorry, Shay.
No, you're good.
I mean, I go down south. I got a female and a male homosexual. Meaning that my cousin Brenda, she's a lesbian, and I have a male cousin that's gay. Now Brenda and I are like sister and brother. We grew up that way. My cousin Pooby, Brenda, we still like sister and brother, even though I know she's with who she's with. My male cousin, I barely speak to. And I didn't notice it until they had to bring it to my attention. They said, "Dog, you never accepted him." And I was like, "I speak, in my mind, I said, I speak to him. I even said that mean, like, I speak." And they say, "Nah, I tell you don't really speak to Sammy." And I said, "Well, what am I gonna say to him? What do we have in common?" And they said, "We like sports. He likes things that you like. No, you don't like what I like, And um, I grew up in the taboo era. I grew up I am a product of the taboo era. So I didn't realize until I was put in a situation. Then they brought him over to the house, and as soon as he walked in, I realized they're right. Just the fact that I knew he was there gave me the creeps, and now they want me to have this conversation with him. And I don't think as men that we should be ashamed to say. I'm not, but now I would never wish anything bad on him. I would, if somebody told me he got jumped down the block, I'd be running down the block with the rest of the folks. He, my cousin, those are the things that still stand in place with me.
Mhm.
I'm just not good with him interpersonally, but when he comes to the house, he say, pass me this, that, pass it to him. You gonna eat that? Nope. Whatever the case may be. But the lifestyle is just, we can't talk about it. We just can't talk about it.
Yeah, Tony's consistent with this, because we did a
I've
show.
never seen
He did a show, and we had a gay person on there, and boy, they went at it. It got ugly, and it was on the air
Yeah,
because
that was a hot show right there.
yeah, it was
I
really
had to hear that
good.
back. I was like, but I wasn't acting. One thing I can say for team, you knew out. That's why Bob let it go. He said, "This is rare, raw, and real." Tony is not. I wasn't on it to be a star or nothing. I was like,
But the
y'all
young
called me to the
lady,
wrong show.
yeah, but the
Y'all
young
called me to
lady,
the wrong show.
but the young lady was a lesbian, and she
Yeah,
stood her ground. And I think that when you have these kind of conversations, it's good sometime to have that kind of conversation. I mean, tonight this is about a letter and about some anal cream, so we're putting our opinion out there.
right.
But so we don't know if this is if he did anything. Most likely, it's an indictment that he did do it. do something. We don't know if it was with his buddies or if the guys got together and had girls come over. We don't know. We just given our perspective. But there's too many people that live a down low life, and it caused major health issues along with other problems out here.
Mhm.
And that's where we're at in this case here. It's just too many unanswered questions. That's why I've said this before. I sound like a broken record, but we have to be honest. And I keep telling you, I keep saying this. We look at when we're talking about heterosexual, when we're talking about cheating, most of the time we're talking about cheating, about heterosexual, man and a woman.
Right,
And
right.
I bring up about a man want to be with, some men may want to be with more than one woman, and there's some women that want to be with more than one man. We don't have these real conversations because society looks bad on that, at least in American society, because in a lot of Eastern cultures, they don't deal with this from that perspective. You understand? They just don't. So we deal with this one man, one woman thing, and then you got the gay and the lesbian. You have that equation in here along with other things. So there's a lot of dynamics. So I'm telling you, in the 21st century, we got to have more open and honest conversations and stop trying to live our life like society says that we should live our life if that's not in your heart.
Mhm.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's hurting a lot of people.
Well,
Like
in
this
the
young lady.
Jamaican society, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, I noticed that. You could go up to talk to a Jamaican woman. She may not want to say, but they know that husband got wife
Yeah.
and got chick on the side.
Yep.
Hate that. I'm not indicting the whole Jamaican community. Don't come at me like that. But I know some Jamaican friends that hey,
Mhm.
and they have that wife and they got the chick on the side.
We grew up,
Well,
team, you and I grew up in softball. One of our favorite quote unquote leaders. We don't call no names, but I remember one of his ladies come meet him on the side. I don't want to say
Oh yeah,
names.
yeah, oh yeah.
And we knew he had a wife and had her.
well, I don't only think it's the Jamaican community is
No, it's
all
Yeah.
not.
races.
No.
It's almost
That was
accepted.
just one.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's morally. And I know Shay used the word accepted, and I understand what she's saying. It's tolerated more in that society for whatever the reason may be. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but it is more tolerated. But I do see some women. The wife is like, "You leave that. That's outside. Don't cross. Don't make a mistake and cross my path." You understand? Don't cross that path if that's what you do. But it is something that is kind of understood in that culture, and so
Somebody's really being ugly out there, but it's so sad because people can be so mean and evil for no reason. I don't know if y'all can see this comment that's coming through, but it's so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Hopefully I can delete it off here, but it's definitely somebody that's watching from the YouTube side.
Okay.
Um,
I don't see it.
I don't see
What did it
it.
say?
You want to paraphrase it, and you don't want to read it in
yeah,
its
I'm not even going to. We can talk about it after, but I'm not even getting ready to entertain this ignorance because that's exactly what it is.
Well, it
Um,
happens every once a week or every other 2, 3 weeks now. So, keep it moving.
yeah,
Keep it moving. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody
Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I
everybody
see
want to
it.
see what they want to see or say what they want to say. You
right.
know, I see Amy said, I truly hate the bullying and hate that people give the
I just blocked that person.
I did too.
Oh,
okay.
okay,
Yeah.
good.
I mean, it's definitely not Amy's comment. It's somebody coming
Oh,
off
no,
of
no, no, no,
YouTube.
no. I was saying she hate the bullying and how they treat that society. It's sad.
Right.
It is
And it
sad.
is sad.
But they are not the only people being bullied. And my thing is they want to blow it and not saying it, but they like to blow it out of the
Proportion.
water. Right. And I want to say proportion, but not even that. They just want to blow it out the water when I just see so many other things going on in my own race, whether they're black, gay, or heterosexual. We have a bigger problem of being here in America. We just have a bigger problem, riding down the street, driving while black, walking while black, jogging
Mhm.
while black,
I'm all black, right?
Yeah, this is, and Shay knows where I come. I
sitting in
come hard on
Starbucks
that.
while black.
All
You
black,
know,
Yeah,
right?
right?
yeah.
So
So,
there's so many
yeah,
other bigger issues. Like I said, no one deserves, no matter who they are, who they love, what they believe in, deserves to be hurt or bullied. But I will not focus just on one thing and cleave to that. It's just so many other things that are
It,
bigger than
it's
right.
definitely a lot of
It's so
hatred.
many, many bigger things.
Yeah.
yeah,
Most
yeah.
people were more concerned about getting life insurance than they would about who said what about this. If they mind their business, drink some water, their skin probably clear up too. But I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Okay.
And you look
Flow.
at,
Flow, Stacey, flow.
and I want to say to my brothers and sisters that are older that had to live in the Jim Crow era. I'm talking to them right now. And had to deal with water hoses and dogs put on
Oh, but we
them.
don't want to take it there, 15. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I wanna commend them for the fight and struggle that they've done. But I fast forward to where we at today, and I'm just telling you, you talk about bullying. We just had a shooting in Texas 2 weeks ago where this black male, 17 years old, was bullied, and no one helped him.
No one.
No one helped him. His school didn't help him. He brought a gun to school and he got into the fight that day and he shot 3 people. His mother got on television and said that she apologized to the family, that the members that got shot. She doesn't condone her son in the shooting, but she said he was bullied, he was pushed into a corner. And what do you think will happen if you continue to push a person or a people into a corner?
I really don't want to touch that. So I don't know the story. I mean, I saw the story come up on the news line, but things are the news are so sad to watch now. I know we have to stay in the know of things, but I don't watch the news as often as I used to because I used to keep my television on the news all the time, 24/7, and it can start doing something to you if you
Right.
literally just watch the news all the time. So I try
What
not to
you know
focus
what my
as
biggest issue is, Veronica, with the news? Sometimes I don't know what to believe and what not to believe.
And that
that
is
Everything
true,
and
right?
that too.
That
Yeah.
is true.
I'm watching it. You watch one channel and says, well, last 2 years ago, we were making, it was so much better. Then they don't say how much better. And then, then they say, well, shipping, the meat is going up. Christmas is going to be
Gas
delayed.
has
Like,
gone up,
right,
right?
gas is like
New
$5,000
gas
a
thing now,
gallon.
right?
Right. You know, and to the point where I don't know what to believe sometimes. And
Yeah.
I watch it just to stay in the know, in the loop,
Yeah.
but I don't take it for what it is. I digest it and I dissect it
Hmm.
myself. And I don't, just because it's in the news now doesn't. News used to be real back. Y'all remember 5 o'clock
Yes.
news? It used to be
Yes.
real, right? News used to be
Yeah.
real. We had a reporter standing out
Those
there
first four
reporting live.
stories were legit, always, right?
They were legit
Right.
reporting live. If you see
We
Tanya
here,
Brown, you know
here's
she
the
be
fire,
on it.
right? Right.
Right.
They're
You
gonna
know,
fire. I'm here. I'm. They're gonna cops telling me to move, whatever it may be. Right? You saw
right.
the news,
Yeah.
Right.
and now it's we're talking about
The news sounds like hearsay now.
everything's he
What
said
he
this
say,
and
she said.
right.
We're
And
gonna,
this with that culture. Again, we don't want to get political, but the dishonesty culture we lived through the last 4 years has now become a culture.
right,
So that you hear dishonesty all the time.
right,
You can't even get people to tell the truth on like who's the real president. And the
right.
people that will sit in Congress and just look at you in the camera and lie.
Still,
Exactly. Yeah,
Mr.
almost a
yeah,
year
Sammy
later.
said
yeah.
Mr. Sammy says you need to watch C-SPAN.
Exactly, Mr. Sammy. And shout out to you, Sister Veronica, for bringing the news reporter on because when I was in South Carolina back in June and July, I got a chance to see that young lady do her
Tanya
reporting.
Brown.
Yes,
Mhm.
and I
Dr. Tanya.
really, yeah, yep, and that's why I want to commend you because you brought her on the Tangy Tea, and I got a chance to watch her reporting, and I was very impressed, and I
Yeah.
have so much respect for how she reports the news.
25 years in the game.
There you
And
go.
plus
I
her
got the
Shouts
husband
out to
bell
played
for
Tanya
for
you.
the
Brown.
Redskins. that's a kudos right there too. She married a redskin too, so kudos to Tanya for reporting the news and marrying that redskin.
You don't want you
I'm
don't want to
sorry,
go down. You don't want to go down the
Washington
sports.
fan.
You don't want to go down the sports line with us tonight. But anyway,
So at least,
Fatim brought me my favorite report. I was on the pitching mound one day. I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago for team. I was on the mound. And you brought, what is her name? The sister in New York, and we were playing at Bello, and you came with oh God, they had a little crush on her and everything. Here come for team. Walked up to I'm on the mound. And
who the hell is this?
you know, I'm talking. We'll talk offline, but
I don't care. Just name her. I just don't know who it is.
Her name at the moment, but she's on regularly in the news, and you brought her to one of our games. Darska's sister, and yeah, she was. Yeah, that was. I'm still choked up a little bit. Yeah, so.
I don't think that's my girl from New York. One.
What's her name?
Alicia says, "You are right, Veronica. I stopped watching the news years and years ago before it got this bad. I'm clueless to what's going on in the news. It's sad, but it's not." Yeah.
Cheryl Wills is her name.
Cheryl Wills, that's her name.
Cheryl Wills, I brought her to the game.
I'm sorry, you guys are going in the wrong direction. But just,
okay, y'all reminiscing way off. Not
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started going in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you about the time.
Having heterosexual conversations right now.
Amy, I forget. I don't know what you said, Shay, but Amy says right. Shay, speak, sister.
When I was saying that, we have bigger problems with. Being Black in America, we have issues. I mean, right now people are trying to feed their children, and you got people that are sick and don't have money, and it's just so many. The community just doesn't come together like they used to. But I'm gonna grow this garden and I'm gonna give this food away.
Stevenson says it's still something missing in the letter because how does she know for real that he is going to see his army buddy, or is he just telling her that to feel more comfortable?
Well, is it the weekend? Is he in the reserves? We don't know that. I mean, a lot of go on the weekend for the reserves. They do once a month in the reserves at the end of the day. So that's how I looked at it. That's why I looked at it when he said army buddies.
I mean, and when people are cheating, do they really tell the real story of who they're going to see?
Oh,
no.
Number one, that's a great question, Veronica. When I was in my worst relationship, if I told that person I was going out, first I'm going to say it, I'm hanging out with what? The bros. First of all, that's accepted. Nobody's going to ask a question. I don't know you, Shay, but I can tell you when I get off here tonight, I'm going to go hang out with some bros. That sounds normal to you.
Right.
Now, I may be going to hang out with my side chick, but I'm not going to say that.
Right.
I'm gonna say to you what's gonna get me up the door the most expedient way for you. Even if no one's he's a bruh, 38 years, rude, the dog's cute.
Right.
That's gonna get me out the door.
Right.
So
exactly.
I just don't believe this guy's is dealing with. I don't think so. I think he got chicks, hookers, bachelor parties, something. But I don't think he was too sloppy.
And then you guys, you're not smart. I mean, anal cream in the bag. See, if we was doing some messed up stuff, we women, first of all, you should have emptied out like a Vaseline bottle or something and squeeze all the anal cream in there to like pretend like it's Vaseline or lotion. But you're just gonna have this big
guys would do that.
Anal cream bottle in your bag. Okay, y'all slow when it comes to.
But that's when you know what, Veronica. I didn't mean to beat you to the punch with team, but if a guy's just being sloppy and he's with another young lady, you'll bust us because we're not gonna go through all that trouble. Right. But if we doing something, I hate to use that word abnormal again, but if a guy knows I'm already with another guy, I don't need to get caught doing that. And we're using this cream. That cream's never coming in the house.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We're never gonna bring evidence in the house. The first thing that you do is you throw that away.
Trying your best to let her know.
Right.
All the men that watch this show, the two men that are on this show, how many of them carry around in their bag anal cream with or without the woman?
Any bag in this house.
Because any woman is going to have her own cream.
Yeah.
For anything.
Hey, Tony, I just want to say this. I don't want to get into the story because I don't want to take this away.
Sure.
But I told Veronica, Victor, and Shay Shay a story the other day. I didn't mention the names.
Okay.
But you was involved in this when we was in Virginia Beach. I had my room. You had your room. It was a 3-year suite.
I know where that story's going.
And one of the bros was with us. I said it. He snuck out his house. His woman did not know where we were going, what hotel, but she found us. And you had to do what? You had to jump into bed with his.
Right. I had to pretty much jump in bed with the girl that he was with. And everybody's butt naked, and I was like, "Look, he's a cop, and she's a cop. You really need to play along. This could end ugly. I'm your man right now."
Yeah. So I just don't right. Go no farther.
You're right. That's how that went. With there's cops and guns involved, and I figured as long as I was in there, let me get a feel or two. I got to sell this story, baby. This can't look like we never did this before.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show that these
those
stories,
are the good old days. Those are the good old. But it does happen.
It does happen. But
she found us. We did so good a job. We thought, I can't imagine how we got caught. But sure enough, bang, 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 bang. I was like,
and see y'all and then y'all take up for each other. Y'all cover for each other.
Yeah.
Sharon, would you do that?
We do too.
Thank you. Thank you. Friend. Yes, y'all do.
Sharon, you didn't get the look.
Friend,
you didn't get the look when I said that.
No, we do not. We do exactly.
Y'all may not go to the ends of coverage like we do, but y'all gonna cover for each other.
Y'all cover for each other.
I mean,
never. I'll be like, friend, what are you doing? Turn the other cheek. What? Don't do it, friend. Let's go get a glass of wine and,
but I can honestly say I haven't been in that situation in so long where I had to
cover for somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're older now. You know what I'm saying? We're older.
Yeah.
We're a different kind of phase of our life now. You should be. That doesn't mean that age doesn't matter. But I'm just saying when a lot of these things that me and Tony's talking about, we were in our 20s when we
we're in our mid-20s.
And not attached to no one
before the internet, before social media. Now you can't do nothing.
Right. That's another thing. We didn't have social media.
Right.
If you didn't catch us at the moment, you didn't catch us. True. Now, even though you didn't catch us, somebody else saw us. But pictures are up.
You really got to be careful.
Right. I don't know how guys cheat now.
Because cell phones and recording you getting out the car, in the car, going in the hotel, all that. You busted.
He don't know how guys get cheat today. They have to actually say they going to work and take a vacation day and just not show up and come back on time like they've been at work all day.
I can't even imagine. I mean, I guess I could play the game now. If I was younger, but I know it's harder.
People still cheat. If you watch Cheaters, we'll plug the Cheaters.
That's that show.
That's that show, baby.
Yo, did you see it the other week with the black guy? He acted like he was his wife pimp.
Yeah.
They all go, man, that thing was hilarious, but he disrespected straight. Hey, was in the restaurant with the other lady. Straight disrespect to her.
Oh, he was like, I ain't going nowhere. Right. You knew how this was.
Right.
And this
you knew what this was all about.
I pay all your bills. And you gonna be home when I get home.
Right. See, that's the problem. That's what Victor be talking about when the man make the money, like the woman don't have no say so in the house.
I got. I used to DJ at a club and I got caught. You also would get caught with a lot of women, but had this one young lady up in the Bronx that thought that we were really together, and she found out I was with somebody else, and she was very quiet about it. But sure enough, the next night I went back to work at the club by about 2 a.m. My car was completely on fire.
Some bad wiring, huh?
On the fire. She said it completely on. And I saw it from the DJ window at Club Del Mirage. I could see the window, but I figured, there was just a fire outside. I didn't think it was my car.
That's like that movie where she set that car on fire
and yeah, I still can't watch that scene to this day.
Angela Bassett.
I don't know.
Angela tossed that cigarette. I know what's coming. Like I turn my head like, I know this part.
His car got put on fire, but was it Left Eye that set the mansion on fire?
She said a man on fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was with
Huh.
reason. The football player. She
She
went
set
to
bro
sleep.
man house on
Yeah.
fire.
Andre,
She
Andre
would. She
Rison, yeah.
She
Yeah.
put the sneakers. She really wanted to burn the sneakers up, and she put them all in the bathtub. And when she lit that, it blew. It turned up. Woo, yeah. They had a very interesting. They had a makeup and breakup toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic.
They got back together after that.
Oh, they got
They
back together. They had, they had a very interesting
They
toxic.
had a Whitney Houston kind of Bobby Brownish toxic.
Yeah, thing going, yeah. I had a cap of sweet. I put sugar in my gas tank. I'm like, she didn't tell me to.
Tony, what you been putting down? They been burning up your car.
We talking
Putting
about back
sugar
in the
in
day.
your tank.
And we were just riding along. She knew the
mean-
car was gonna stop. I'm like, what the hell wrong with my car? And we got over on by Jayhawk Boulevard in Kansas, went to school in Kansas. Also, my car cut off, so I raised the hood. I couldn't see what the hell is in my what was this white stuff in my tank. And I looked at the engine; it was all in the engine. And then she got out. Said some curse words. That's what's right. That's good for you. N word. Yeah, that's sugar. I was like, sugar what?
So we don't do that in our adult years.
No, these aren't adult things.
Do
These are
we?
adult things.
Yeah, you don't start.
Do we?
Oh, yes, some do. Trust
I mean, some people got a thin line. They say it's
Yeah.
a thin line.
thin line between love and hate. That is correct.
Yeah, that's in line.
Some people get hurt, and they
Yeah.
take it out. Some people can get hurt and chalk it up and be like, you know what, on to the next. But everybody ain't the same.
No, not
Hurt
at all.
people. Somebody
Right.
said on my other show the other day, hurt people hurt.
Hurt people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
And you know what,
So-
sis? For this lady that the husband, she's not sure what he's doing. It's okay to get counseling. I'm gonna throw that out there. Don't worry about nobody else. Get you some counseling.
Right.
Do what's right for yourself. If it don't feel right more than time, the woman's intuition, 9 times out of 10, is gonna be right.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, she's on to something. I'll give her that. The cream is a dead giveaway. I just don't think it's a man. I think that he would be.
I think you're being
If he-
naive.
Yeah. I just think that if he was in a man situation, he'd be a lot more concerned about get caught. You ain't gonna be. I hate to use that word sloppy again. Sloppy is when you cheating with another woman. That's why we get caught all the time because we sloppy. But when you know you're doing that, I'm a guess. Like I said, I can't speak from experience, but I would think 2 guys that know they getting it in.
Yeah.
That's the
And
last
that
thing they want. And they playing heterosexual on the side. Nah, that's.
I mean, I'm telling you, Tony, Amy said, thank
Thank God for change. She right about that because
Really.
things that we used to do in our youth.
That's right. No, Amy's right.
Thank God for change.
I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, I
Throw them
can't
bowls.
And for Gene, we didn't know anybody like that growing up. So, and I say we didn't know anybody in our circle. We didn't talk about that. So I don't know who you knew, but as far as our media circle, that wasn't we.
Tony, you said you from Virginia?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay.
We
I was
both
like,
from
right there.
Brooklyn.
Born and raised.
Mr. Sammy said that's why I have always had and have locks on my gas cap.
I know that's right, Sam. I got them now.
That's right. That's right.
I don't need them no more. I'm almost 60, but I needed one that day because Lord knows I didn't know in college. I don't think I even knew what sugar did to your gas tank. I was like naive like that.
Mhm.
And I know now what it does. It gets you about 2 miles, and once it gets in that stream, and I said, "Well, how do you get it out?" This guy told me, "Can I tell me?" Oh no, that's ball game's over. That's a home run for a woman. That's a
Wow.
complete. That is a home run. The
Tony,
game's
whatever
over.
you dishing out, I'm glad I ain't never have.
Right.
Because that's crazy. That's crazy.
We'll leave that at the doorstep.
Yeah, we'll leave. I earned them. Don't get me wrong.
We'll leave that
The
at
insurance for cars getting set on fire and sugar. I mean, I earned them that. I wasn't just basically just getting caught with one other girl. Mine's always were elaborate, drawn out.
I just think I probably pissed off some people. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I probably pissed them off, made them mad, hurt their feelings, but they knew God darn well not to mess with my stuff
Mhm.
because they knew
But my
it would
thing-
be over. I
but
mean,
my
like
thing-
not over in a relationship, just real over.
Right. But just let me put this in a cap because I don't want it to be taken out of context. Just going back to the 25 in that window of 25 to 28.
Right.
That single window, that
Keep that in mind.
3 to 3.5 years, being single, and Tony knows this, that I always talk about being honest, trying to be honest, because I dated a lot of women, and at the end of the day, I didn't have that problem because I was honest. So I didn't have that problem. I didn't have to duck. I didn't have to jive. I didn't have to play those games. And some women I dealt with were in relationships at the end of the day, and I respected their relationship. It was whatever we decided as adults to deal with, but I was honest. Don't leave anything at my house because I don't want you popping up here. Don't pop up at my house. That's not cool. Don't play those games. And this is what's happening. And I had better relationships and better, when I use the word relationships, not in the sense of man and woman, in the sense of boyfriend, girlfriend, but I had better friendships, relationships with these people because I respected them and they respected me. And that's how you do it. That's my opinion.
So, what advice can y'all give these the single crew out here that is trying to find love these days in 2021?
Honesty.
What's the
Be
question?
honest.
What advice can you give the singles out here that's, trying to find love?
I just started honesty and communication. I think communication. No, oh wait. Know what you want first, Veronica. Know what you want, not what your mama, your daddy, society. Know what you want. Once you know what you want, number two, respect yourself, respect the other person. Once you lay that foundation down, now it's about communication and honesty. And those four rules right there, I think you're on the right path to move and hopefully meet someone that is compatible with you and move forward together.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's really good.
It's good advice for team. It may not be realistic advice. It's good advice. But now, if you go back in your put your 25-year-old shoes back on, we wouldn't have listened to any of that. So, so to answer Veronica's question, while for team's answer is the best answer, the more realistic answer is just take your time. Enjoy your life. Be aware what you're doing. Right person, you'll know when the right person is going to come along. Don't act like every person is the right person. There's going to be some nights there's going to be so many things that happen. You're not going to be able to do what the team said. Because a lot of times men think with the other head first. And because we do that, let's just call a spade, you're not always going to make good decisions. So there wouldn't be a child support court. We'd all be married and have our children, the right way. But, most of what Fatim said is right. I had a situation here in my home, as Fatim knows, with my son. And we had a good talk after the whole thing happened. And we actually became closer because we had to put somebody out. A young lady he was dating when the smoke cleared. We had to put a chick out. She basically moved in. Long story short, take the time to get to know somebody. That's what I would just say. Don't rush. You got no rush. You 20-something. Take the time. I know it feels those first 60 days are the bomb. The first 60 days, and young people, you're gonna think this is it. Mm-hmm. But just let it play out. That would be the advice I would get. Everything for team said was right. For me, just let it play out a little bit longer.
Thank you, Brother Stevenson. I don't have a bell, my brother, but thank you. Stevenson said, speak the game for team.
We give him a bomb.
But that really wasn't the game with Fatim said. Fatim gave real advice. I mean, one of my best female friends, we probably never should have dated Robin. Robin. And come to find out, I would just say the funny thing is while we tried to date, we didn't realize we were so much better friends than we were dating, but we felt we were dating because everybody thought we were the perfect couple. Robin and Tony and Robin. And she was so much better than me at that time, and I can say that now. She was so far ahead of me, so much better than me, but she stayed in it because imagery, the sorority imagery, Delta imagery, and the Q imagery, and the stepping industry, and it was so many things that we had synonymously had going for us that we stayed in it for all the wrong. But she became my female friend. I could talk to her, and finally I could talk to her about other women. So that's why I say take your time, because I thought I was supposed to be in a relationship with her, and what I really needed from her was friendship. Now I can pick up the phone right now and call her. We both going on 60 years old.
Well, I want to hear from the ladies now, since you put it out, Veronica. Shay, who wants to go first?
Well,
what is? Go ahead.
I was asking the question. I mean, I'm pretty much with what both of you guys said. I really don't have to add anything because I mean, what y'all said was really good. I really just wanted to hear what advice you all would because you know y'all been in some really long relationships, so just wondering what you guys thought about that.
Oh yeah. Shay, I want to hear. I haven't heard you, Shay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. So what happened was, I think that advice would work maybe 10, 20 years ago. Because if you look at this generation, they're different. And the 20-year-olds now are not the same 20-year-olds when we were 20-year-olds. When we were dating to marry. They date to social media. And I, any advice I would tell these young men, please pull your pants up and stop going out with your guy friends all the time because y'all date each other. That's exactly what it looked like. Why y'all always with each other? I mean, does anybody have a woman? Or is anybody in a relationship? You got a guy in a car, his best friend on the passenger side. Like, seriously, it's so taboo now. And you have all these single girls, some with children, some without. And you're like, well, where's the child's father? Or there's so many single women looking for men, but they're all together. So, I would say, like, take your head out of the clouds, take a look of who you are around, and actually get out to meet someone. Like, why you got 4 or 5 guys one time? You go to the club, they're all in a huddle. You know, they never could be like us. You
Real
remember
talk,
we
man.
used to
Real
go to
talk.
the club, guys be on one side, the girls be on the other. And next thing you know, one cross on over and be like, yo, you want to dance? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
sure.
You know, for team, you know how I went. You know
You
the
know what
rules.
I'm saying? So we used to get down, percolate all night long. Then be like, yo, you want a drink? Sometimes now back in the day,
Mhm.
see, they really don't understand where some guys you don't take a drink from because he wouldn't leave your side. I had to learn that.
Right.
And then I'd be like, no, I'm good. I buy my own drink. I got my own drink money in my pocketbook. You know, so they'll never know how that is, but they really have to stop dating each other. I mean, just the social skills is on a low.
right.
Mm.
I
And you
agree with
think about it, there's less people now getting married than it was 10, 20 years ago.
the social skills on the low. Some of them can't even freaking talk.
That's the other
They
thing.
can't even talk today. And I hate the stereotype, but there's a lot of young people out there that are doing a good job. I commend those because
Mhm.
sometimes we concentrate on the problematic folks. We don't commend the good folks. And if some folks, young folks that are watching this with their parents or whatever tonight, and they say, but that's not me. That may be my friends, but I got a group of friends that we don't move like that. I commend y'all because there's a lot of good kids out there that are doing the right thing. But those
Mhm.
folks that, and I'm not gonna let Shay be the only person on here that say pull up your pants, man. Sometimes I want to take my foot and kick you in your ass with your pants hanging off your ass. You
Like
know?
that is so unattractive. You got your butt hanging
Yes,
out. I mean, you, your appearance is everything.
that's right.
Every
You want people to treat you one way, you have to look one way. It don't matter what color you are, but if you know we have it harder, carry yourself. It's like they don't care. And it's becoming just like, this is the thing to do. And it's so unattractive. And I
Yeah,
have 2 daughters, and I'm like, well, what do they have to pick from?
but
Anybody
I don't know. Go ahead.
what
I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I just that's it.
It's
It's frustrating.
very.
Yeah,
It's
I
frustrating.
I don't know. I don't know if it's so much that they don't care. I think it's so much of them trying to follow the crowd. You know,
Emulate.
because I have to tell my son constantly, stop following and be a leader. Be a leader. Just because your friends or you see these other guys, doing this and doing that, you don't have to do it. You don't have to be the cool kid. Okay? You don't have to be the popular kid at
It's really
school.
not cool. What they're
It's
doing is
it's,
not
it's
cool.
not. But and they see the others doing it, and they see the superstars on the television doing it, and they think it's cool, and it's really really
really
not.
ain't. Right.
Veronica, I know what you said just now, and when I use the word, I disagree with you on something you just said, but I don't disagree with the principle what you're saying.
Mhm.
I don't
That's
disagree. It's
fine.
too yeah, disagree is too strong of a word. It's not.
Mhm.
I want to build on what you said. Let me just build on it because disagree attacks it, and I don't want to attack it because I want to build on what you said. So I understand what you're saying, but you can be the cool kid and still do the right thing. That's what I'm saying. You can be the cool kid and do the right thing. See, that's what, because I said it the other day. You can be the cool kid, wear your pants up. You can be the star on the
Yeah.
football team. You can be the star on the basketball team. You can be talking to the girls and still getting an A in school. You still can hang out with your friends and still do your work and respect and do your chores. You still can be that cool kid that other folks look up to and respect, but you don't let people pull you down in the gutter to emulate and imitate BS. So you
Yeah.
can be the cool kid, but you can be the cool kid in a positive way instead of it being a kind of being on the other end in a negative way. So I want to build on what you said, not
Good
disagree.
answer.
Let me. Mhm.
Mhm.
Can I have just one part of your question also, Veronica, without being, I won't be winded,
Mhm.
long winded. Fatima and I grew up in Brooklyn together. And he had a picture of himself up a couple of days ago, classic New York City look, with our big radios and he had on everything that was in style of that era. What was that, about 40 years ago, that picture?
That's
And
19. That's 1981.
yeah, I guess you could tell just looking at the picture, I know how old it was.
81.
But Team
1981.
will tell you right now, I had probably not a drop of anything he was wearing. I had my own style.
Mhm.
I wore my own look, which was not consistent with anybody's look. And we hung out with. I loved baggy pants. I loved the zoot suit era. At 16 years old, I loved the zoot suit era. So my pants I would go to this tailor, had all my pants made baggy, which was not in style in 81. And I wore them everywhere because that's what I wanted to look like. And I remember in the building I grew up in, poor projects, poor building in Brownsville, Brooklyn, where everybody else's kids were going to the little community colleges. I'm not knocking anybody with school. They weren't going to college. They were going to the military. A couple of kids went to jail. And the word came out in my building, that baggy pants kid? Yeah. He's going to Kansas University.
Mhm.
And the people in the building like, what? I mean, because it wasn't that it was the school. It was so unheard of in that poor section of Brooklyn. And when I would come home, when the word came out that I was going to Kansas, every single apartment that I passed, somebody came out and gave me an envelope of money. You're going to make us proud, they would say. You're going to do good. You're going to do good. You're going to do good. Every apartment in that building, somebody handed me something. And I'm only saying that so that to answer your question, Veronica, you can be cool
Mhm.
and be different and be a leader because I can stand behind that. I never
Yeah.
had any shame looking different, right, for team?
Nope.
Never had. I went everywhere everybody else went. In my own, never wore the style clothes ever.
Mm.
Can't do it. And I say that so that I can encourage some kid out there have that confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
I know there's a long comment by Stevenson, but because you're the
Yeah.
host, you want to read it?
I'm definitely gonna get into that, and then we're gonna do closing comments on the letter. Stevenson says, "Well, now these days you can't only blame them young men. Sometimes we have to blame them punk ass parents that take them shopping, and some of them already know that young men wear a size 16, but they allow them to get a 28, size 28 pants. What do we think is going to happen? That's why they can't outrun the police now because they are too busy holding their
Hold their
pants
pants up. That's right.
while running."
Go ahead, Stevenson. Bravo.
But that is true. Like we can't blame the kids. The kids, like the ones that don't have their own jobs to buy their clothes. The parents are buying their clothes, for them. You don't want your daughter in these short mini skirts. Then stop buying them. You know. So I get what Stevenson is saying about that. Um, Amy says, "Okay, BK in the building." I
Hey,
was
Yeah,
hey,
on
hey.
I was
yeah,
on Franklin Avenue every weekend.
Weekend. Hey, Franklin Avenue. You're
yeah.
from
I just
Fulton. We know. No strain. We know the area very well.
Yeah, I just asked Franklin and what I want to know what
Right.
across the street.
Yes, you what was across street. She might have been down there by the shuttle. Remember the shuttle last stop was Franklin Avenue?
Yeah, Franklin and Fulton.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to
So,
DJ.
thoughts on the letter? What advice can you? I mean, what advice? Final advice y'all want to give this lady, this young lady?
I think she should just have the real conversation, and I think she should. If she feel like he doesn't, provide her with the truth, then take matters in your own hand and just, if you can't trust him, it's some trust missing now. So she just needs to have a real tough conversation and ask him, are you seeing someone?
Right.
And at this point, it doesn't even matter who, because cheating is cheating. And so just have the tough conversation, sis, and do what you got to do to protect your peace.
Right.
I'm going to say real quick. You want Tony to go? Tony, you can go.
But you guys are more hosts, so I should go. You two are more the hosts. Same thing I said earlier. I just don't believe that. I think he was too sloppy to be in a male relationship. I think he's cheating. Of course, like you said, cheating is cheating. Definitely had that conversation, approach it, and I would say you'll get a better answer if you say, "Who's this woman you with?" Because you say this woman and this man. I think you with a man, you're gonna back him in the corner. That if he is with a dude, you'll find out. But if you say it, he ain't talking. So believe me, it's assume that it's a woman until you find it otherwise, and still let him know I think you're cheating. But I don't think it's with a man.
I'm just going to say this. I agree with. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with nothing what Tony or Shay said, but I'm gonna build off what Shay said. To have that conversation, but at the end of the day, put him on the spot. And when I mean put him on the spot, put him on the spot because if you're not doing something, you will go him. I'm talking about him. You will go to the end of the earth to prove that that's not mine. I wasn't doing anything. You want to go to the doctor together? I'm not going to the doctor here by myself. If I need to go to my doctor, you coming with me. I'm going to try to prove that this wasn't me. I'm willing to break every rule to make sure that you understand that this anal cream wasn't mine and I didn't do anything. If you don't get that from him, if he is invasive, you got your answer. If he's lying, you'll be able to tell. And when that happens, sis, the next step is you got to go check yourself. And after checking yourself, you got to make a hard decision. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? It's not my job to tell you what to do right now. But if you come to find out he's lying and this is a continued behavior, then who's the fool if you stay in that relationship and wind up possibly catching something? So that's my end. That's what I have to say tonight.
I don't know. I just wish people will stop playing games. Like I know that will probably never happen, but I just wish people would stop playing games. Like be honest with that person who you are with. If you know, if you want to be with a man, be with the man. If you want to be with another woman, be with that woman. It all goes back to conversation. I always say conversation is a big key in a relationship for me. That's when you need to talk. You need to open up. Not too many people are going to talk and open up when they're cheating, but it would be such a better world of if people would just be honest with each other and stop living this lie and stop spreading diseases and stop hurting people's feelings and causing people to go in this state of mind where some people even take their own lives because they can't deal with the hurt and the pain, and people just don't understand. Stop playing with people's feelings. That's like going back to the young lady that wrote the letter last week, I think it was, where her cousin, where her best friend was sleeping with her man and they was first cousins. Stop playing with people's feelings. Like I still talk to this young lady. You know, I just emailed her yesterday or the day before to check up on her. You know, she's saying it's still tough. It's hard. She's getting ready to move out of town to she's going to another city. You know, going to try to start a new life over. But see, things like that, like stop taking people through so much heartache and pain and just be upfront with if you don't want to be with that person no more, tell them. If you found someone else you want to be with, tell them.
Right.
I don't care if you're comfortable, and I know it's hard. You know, it's easier said than done, but I just feel like if people stop playing with other people's feelings, then
Right.
it would be so much better. You know,
I wasn't on that show. Could you? What happened? What happened? A woman caught her husband sleeping with
boyfriend,
his boyfriend with her first cousin or his first cousin.
her best friend set her up with her cousin. Okay, the best friend, right, has a cousin. She set her friend up with her cousin, but to kind of find out, she was doing that as a cover up because she was actually sleeping with her cousin
First
that
cousin.
she set her friend up with.
Wow.
And they're first cousins. Both their mothers are sisters.
Yeah, I know.
So she's sleeping. She's sleeping with her cousin, but she introduced her best friend to him,
Oh, it don't
knowing
stop.
all along
As
that
a
she.
cover.
Dude, that was weird.
Tell them a bit. Tell them it don't stop right there because they got a baby together too.
And they got a baby together.
Did they?
And she found that out after the fact.
Yes.
The child is 2 years old, and then the baby that they had together is 1 year old, 1 year old.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it was crazy. And she said like that put her in a depressing stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You have to stop playing with people's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the tea. All hearts and minds clear. Any last thoughts,
That's
concerns?
it. I'm ready to go eat.
I know you are.
I'm ready to go eat.
Thank y'all so much for watching the tea tonight. We appreciate all of y'all for watching, leaving comments. Of course, we'll be going back through the comments and commenting behind you guys if need to. But we appreciate y'all for watching every Tuesday and Thursday night. If you would like to be a guest on the show, email us tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. Leave topic suggestions there. Right here on Facebook as well. You can go to our page and leave topic suggestions and send me an email. We love y'all emails. Depression is real, everybody. Yes, it is. It is real.
I got a question. I got a comment.
Mhm.
So we were talking about anal cream, right? That's what we're talking about, right?
Going back there.
Mhm.
We're talking about anal cream. I just want to show you something, how indictment. So I searched it. Now, what happened if somebody came behind and saw my search and saw I search anal cream? They're going to assume something, but I searched it for. So that's what I'm saying. Before you jump to conclusions, you got to do your homework and your research. You understand what I'm saying?
But when you got the whole bottle right there,
That's a difference. He won't searching for it. She didn't say it on his search. It was
I know what she said.
bottle.
I know what she said.
Veronica looked at the team like,
I mean, y'all tried it.
I
y'all,
got it all.
really,
Ladies, I want you to know, it didn't dawn on me until Fatine said it. I never did a search for anal cream. That never dawned on me to do that. So
y'all have really tried to protect this man, but it is what it is.
Yeah. But thank the young lady for her email letter. We appreciate all the email letters that come through. Guys, have a great weekend. I have such a busy weekend. But guys, whatever you do, stay safe out there. Practice that social distancing.
yes.
Love one another.
You
and live this thing called life to the fullest, folks. And we will talk to you all. We will talk to you all
Working just in time.
Tuesday. Have a great night, guys. Tony, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate
Thanks
you
for having me.
my brother.
Yeah.
All the way from
7 o'clock tomorrow night, isoulradio.com.
Isoul Radio.
I tell you, I need that pro radio. Isoul Radio. I like that.
You know, I had to
tomorrow night,
it for you. Sharon, thank you so much, sis, for joining us tonight. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. As always, it's a ball.
Fatine, all the way from New York. Appreciate you, my brother. hanging out with us tonight in South Carolina.
That's right. In Florence. That's right.
And we will talk
Floating.
floating. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night, guys. Thank y'all for
All right.
watching.